So, I won't lie to you, things have gone really well in between episodes, and I don't want to talk preemptively, but things are looking really good as we get towards the end of the season. I'm thinking we could be topping all three tables, which would be absolutely amazing. If the matches in today's episode don't quite go to plan, at least we will have the youth intake coming through today to make us feel a little bit better about the future of the club. Hello and welcome back to Vamos to the Top. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to today's episode as we take on Binacional and of course Bamba, the team that beat us 5-0 earlier on in the season. Our worst defeat in this series. We want big revenge. Also, the youth intake should be coming through. We're on the 2nd of September right now, and every year in September, the youth intake comes through, so we should be getting it at some point in today's episode. Let's kick things off though by talking about the 4 games that we've played in between episodes and the 4 wins that we've had. We may have needed penalties to beat Sporting Cristal in the cup final, but in the league we did it in normal time. A big 2-0 win with Chelly scoring this one with a great goal in the top corner. We then recorded another 2-0 win with a rare Gonzalez Vigil goal as Chelly gets the ball back across the middle. Vinicius Popo's shot is blocked and Gonzalez Vigil is there to slide it home. The most entertaining game of the season so far was this 4-3 victory over Union Huaral. In the end, Carpio got one of his only goals of the season with this great header. And last time out against Alianza Lima, Vinicius Popo grabbed a brace, with this one being his second, a great finish. And so what it means is we do go top of the table as things stand, which is fantastic. 1 point clear of Cusco in this second phase of the season. If we couple that with the 19 points that we picked up in the first phase of the league season and look at the overall league table, we're actually 5 points clear of Cusco, 17 games played. Now, Sporting Cristal have got 2 games in hand. They could come back into this and they could be a point behind us if they win their 2 games in hand. But things are looking really good for us right now. And in terms of finances, things are looking even better as well. Just randomly in the middle of the season, we've got a new main kit sponsorship deal worth £325,000 per season, which is great and has been paid to us just now. So back up to £700,000 in the overall bank balance. If we look at income for last month, the biggest one was sponsorship. So I'm not quite sure why the main front shirt sponsors changed right now, but I'm happy about it because we got some money. So let's jump into today's first fixture against Binacional. This is the team that I think is going to get us the result and victory here today. Castillo in goal with a backline of Moreno, Lucao, Sanchez and Cabello. Torrejon and Tuesta, that usual duo in the centre of midfield. Chelly on the left, Sandoval on the right today as Carpio is just not really scoring goals at the moment. Is getting assists, but I think Sandoval might do a better job at the moment, so we're going to play him alongside Naranjo and Vinicius Popo up top. Every link that we can have is a green link right now, so this team are playing beautifully together. Genuinely, I feel unstoppable. I feel like we just cannot lose games at the moment, and the fact that I've said that right now on an episode means we'll probably end up losing this game 4 or 5-0. To be fair, some games we played in between episodes, we weren't the team on top. I believe in the Alianza Lima game, they had 5, 6, 7 more shots than us in that game, so arguably they were the better team, but we came away with the win 3-1 there, which was really good for us. So we are playing great football, but we're not necessarily always the best team in the game, but we are making great use of our chances with plenty of goals being scored. Hopefully the same thing will happen today as Torrejon finds Naranjo, who finds Vinicius Popo's in behind the defence, rounds the keeper, puts it in the back of the net for his 11th goal of the season. What I found pretty interesting actually is last season we relied heavily on Gonzalo Veron to score plenty of goals for us. I believe he may have reached the 20 goal mark last season. He was really, really solid for us. This season, we've not had anyone quite as natural as a goal scorer as Veron turned out to be last season, but what we are seeing is plenty of players chipping in with lots of goals. Obviously, that's Popo's 11th. I think Chelly's on 11. I think Naranjo's on 11 goals as well. So we've got plenty of players in double figures for goals, which is fantastic to see as Naranjo finds Popo, finds Sandoval, and Sandoval's shot. He's on 3 goals this season. Can't go in the back of the net. I do find it interesting that Chelly is a winger on support. He's got 11 goals this season, whereas Carpio and Sandoval are playing as wingers on attack, and between them have only got 6 goals. And also one big thing as well is, before we concede a goal right now, luckily we didn't, I was literally just about to say, defensively this season we've been a lot better as well, actually keeping clean sheets for a change. So all of the additions that we made over, I guess, the past 18 months or so have really helped this club out massively. And I am looking forward to the summer transfer window where I think if we just bring in the right couple of players, we could easily be the best team in Peru. But I'd also like to think we'd be able to do something in continental football. Obviously, when we were in the Copa Sudamericana, we came second in the group when really we should have won it. We bottled that one massively. And I'll be honest, I really think we should have done better in the Copa Libertadores this season, particularly what we've seen based in the league and the cup this season. We've been absolutely phenomenal. If we just got past Montevideo City, who obviously went through to qualify for the Libertadores group stages, I think we would have got ourselves there ourselves by beating the other teams. Either way, 15 minutes to go left in this game. Still only 1-0. Let's bring Carpio on for Sandoval, who's not playing brilliantly. Let's bring Ortega on for Kevin Moreno. And Lucao on a yellow card. Let's bring Rocha on there and swap those two over. Just so we don't get a red card right at the end, which could put us under a bit of pressure. Also, just means a few players get a bit of minutes at the end of this game. But the second half has absolutely blown by. 26 shots to 8 shots. And the final few seconds of this game. Please. Oh, it's a red card for them. I thought Chile was given a red card then. I was about to panic. Okay, they've got a red card. Right, that's absolutely fine. Free kick in the middle, cleared. Highlight will finish, and we're going to win this game 1-0. I was really panicking then, thinking that Chile got himself sent off. That would have been absolutely terrible for us right at the end of this game. But I believe we do have a 10, 14-day break after this game, which would be a nice way for these players to rest and recharge a little bit. I'm also hoping that we get the youth intake during this period of time as well. That'd be really nice. So obviously a good youth intake would be great for the future of the club, although I imagine these players won't be good enough to jump into the team just yet. To make sure we get better as a team, we need to bring in players right here, right now. And the transfer policy really is probably pretty simple. It's a case of bringing in the very best Peruvian players, and then we need to attempt to fill our 5 foreign player spots with players from other countries who are better than everyone else in the team. That's something we've not really properly utilised just yet, aside from maybe Castillo, our goalkeeper. You love to see it. Fantastic stuff. Chele has just won his first international cap for Peru. Let's congratulate him on it. Congratulations on that. I've waited a long time for this moment, determined to make sure it's not my only cap. You did well, and you should be very proud of yourself. You love to see it. Could backfire sometimes to do that, but it didn't backfire that time at least. So Chele finally getting a cap for Peru, which is fantastic. Congratulations to him. Aaron Sanchez still in the team as well, but he's still not making an appearance for them on the bench. Still not got that cap for Peru just yet, but surely it's going to be a matter of time. I'll be honest, I'm surprised that Sandoval or Carpio, neither of those two have got themselves into the international team. In fact, Sandoval doesn't even have any youth caps, which I find surprising given his form the past few years. Like, he's playing well enough to be in a national setup. But as we get closer and closer to this Bamba game, it's looking like we're not going to get the youth intake before the Bamba game. Oh, apparently 5 matches won in a row is the record that we have for matches won in a row. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I mean, that says 7 if you ignore the cup game. Am I reading this wrong, everyone? Because I'm pretty sure we've won 7 in a row league games. Well, I am very confused by that one. Either way, we're up this game against Bamba coming up right now, and I think we're going to keep the team the exact same as it was for the previous game. So, submit, let's go. Let's get a win. Now, of course, we wrote off Bamba earlier on this season, and then they absolutely battered us 5-0. It was 1-0 at half-time to them, and then they scored 4 in the second half. So even if they're only winning 1-0 at half-time, or it's 0-0 at half-time, we cannot write this team off. They've had a really, really good first season in the top flight. They were newly promoted, and yet in the second half of the season, they're up to 4th right now. In the overall league table, they are inside the top 8 for continental football, so they've had a fantastic season and really shouldn't be overlooked like we did with them earlier on this season. I guess every other team is also overlooking them, and it's why they're doing so well. But we found out the hard way, this team are very good, apart from their keeper, who let that one roll in the back of their net. Chele's easiest goal all season, that's. But it's also a fantastic start for us, which I am very pleased with. Extends our lead temporarily, at least, at the top of the table, and that's exactly what we want to be doing here today. As Sandoval has the ball, Cuts it back inside to Tuesta, back to Naranjo, back to Tuesta, inside to Torrejon as we just work the ball back centrally, but under pressure we are forced all the way back to Castillo, the keeper. As he brings it forward to Lucao Cavalcanti, forward to Moreno, into Celli, who puts a ball over the top for the pace of Vinicius Popo, who makes it to his 12th of the season as well. Him and Celli competing for top scorer right now. You love to see it. Oh, have we just won a penalty? We've just won ourselves a penalty by looks of things. The highlight started very quickly with Celli on the ball in the area, so I didn't say anything because I'm not quite sure what was going on. And then suddenly he goes down and we win a penalty. You love to see it. Celli to be taking it. I've not seen him miss a penalty, I don't think. I can't remember. I'm not sure now. Luckily, he hasn't missed this one. 3-0. This is revenge and payback. He is pulling out plenty of surprises and is probably by far player of the season this year. Obviously, Sandoval has been the highest rated player the past couple of seasons, but I think this time around it's going to be Celli. As we concede a goal, you hate to see it. This is the guy who scored 4 goals against us earlier on this season. That's his 17th of the season. We need to look at this guy for next season. We really need to look at him. I mean, nothing about him says he should be good at scoring goals. 10 finishing. It's not great. 11 composure, 10 decisions. It's nothing special. And yet, he's got 12 league goals and 5 in the cup. Anyway, at half-time, it is 3-1, and that's all the first half. I thought that was nearly the end of the game. I guess not, though, as Figueroa comes forward again. His shot this time saved by Castillo and goes off for a corner. The resulting corner, hopefully, is going to be cleared from the back line nicely. Or off the line. Okay, well, Celli's played brilliantly today. 2 goals and 1 assist, but he's looking very, very tired. So I think I'll just very quickly take him off the pitch for Morelos. Cabello injured. That's really bad. Let's get Rocha on quickly just to try and mitigate that quickly. And then we're also here. Let's also bring not Lucao off. Let's bring no one else off. Confirm those 2 subs. And there's a highlight going on in the background that we need to sort of catch up with. And it is Bamba looking to come not forward. Okay, well, who knows what that highlight was for? We probably missed the actual main bit of it behind the tactics screen. But there is another highlight right now with 20 minutes to go in this game plus stoppage time. And it is Bamba coming forward. That's a great ball into the middle. And the shot can't come away just yet. But when it does come away, it goes in the back of the net. Okay, let's waste a bit of time, drop the tempo, and pass a bit more directly. Let's do a bit more of that just to try and take the energy out of the game a little bit. We're on the back foot here. We scored all our goals in the first half, but in the second half, we are on the back foot. And so we need to just slow it down a little bit and also bring like Tuesta off the pitch for Alvaro, whatever he's called. Suarez will come on the pitch as well in the centre midfield, just inject some energy into there a little bit. And why not Carpio on for Sandoval as well? Just really inject some energy into that midfield to keep us going for the final few minutes of this game, please. 90th minute. Castillo with a huge save. Can't stop the second one though. 3-0 up. And we absolutely messed it up. Oh, that's so it's a decent save. It's a really good hand away. Just we couldn't finish it off. This is so frustrating. And Bamba are a thorn in our side, an absolute thorn in our side here. Thrash the arms, should have won that. I'm frustrated. And that means Cusco go ahead of us in the second half of the season league table. In the overall league table, though, we should still be top, I believe. Yeah, overall league table, still 3 points ahead of Cusco. So, are we going to get the youth intake before the Cantolao game? Or are we going to have to play Cantolao as well in today's episode? Well, apparently some youth players are set to be released from some clubs. I mean, we may as well try and get these guys on trial just to see if these guys are any good. But this should mean the youth intake is right around the corner. Annoyingly, though, a lot of these trials have... Well, only one's been rejected. Okay, one rejected, all the others accepted. So, you know, these could be some extra players coming in, like a second youth intake, essentially. Are any of them any good? No. Maybe. Basically, not good. Sporting Cristal also have one of their games in hand right now. They've got 2 honours right now. Come on, Binacional, do us a favour and get a big win here, please. That would be absolutely fantastic if you could. really help us out. They can't. And the youth intake has not come through just yet. So let's take on Cantolao then. But do we need to make some changes to the team? Because, quite frankly, we didn't play brilliantly in that last game in the second half. Now, Chelly and Cabello are both a little tired, but, I mean, Chelly's the top scorer and playing brilliantly. Cabello's already real right back, so they kind of have to stay on the pitch. Do I maybe want to take Sandoval off? What's his form been like the past few games where he has played? 7-2, 6-9, 8-6, very inconsistent. Really inconsistent. Maybe a bit more consistency might come from Carpio for a game. And let's give Juan Beltran a go. I've not seen Naranjo score a goal for a long, long time. Like, his goal-scoring form dried up a long time ago. Brilliant in the first half of the season. Not so good in the second half. What we might actually do, to be fair, is warn him, criticise recent form, and we need to say, don't write your goal drought. And he says, that's fine, I won't worry about it, and hopefully that'll help. So actually, maybe we should play him in this game. Now I've said that to him. It's a guaranteed goal, surely. So with kickoff upon us here today, we need a win. We need to get back to winning ways here today, and hopefully we're going to do that with an Naranjo goal early on. Not quite like that, but not quite like that either. Unlucky from him. But I mean, 48 seconds into a game, that's already a great response from him for not scoring goals for months. He had 3 shots in the first 70 seconds. The resulting goal kick, though, is a highlight. And are we going to see a goal for us, or are we going to see Cantolao score with their first shot on target, which is probably quite likely given this is Football Manager. And this is the sort of thing that happens all the time in it, which is not frustrating at all. We've scored a goal. Technically, it's an own goal. We'll take it. Thank you, Football Manager. Finally, something nice happening to us like that. We are never on the receiving ends of weird own goals like this. But luckily this time we are. The keeper switched off completely and was not aware of the ball travelling back towards him. We'll take it. And so can we just build on this then? Now, Cantolao recently have had a pretty decent record against us. We've not really properly beaten them for a while. We seem to pick up a lot of draws against this team. So let's not get too excited about winning 1-0 just yet, because they always find a way to get some goals against us and stop us from scoring. And technically we haven't actually scored, have we? We relied on them to score for us. We do collect the ball at the back though, as Sanchez brings it into Cavalcanti, forward to Torrejon, into Chelly, and Chelly now trying to beat his man, can't, loses possession, and come away now with him with the ball is Cantolao, who nearly score. 13 minutes into this game, and Cantolao are really switching it on, to be fair. They're looking really solid as they put a ball in the middle, and they're piling the pressure on us. Like, they've had a few highlights in their favour, and finally they score a goal, and that, you have to applaud it. It's a great goal. Luckily for us, I've just seen in the background behind my head that Alianza Lima have gone 1-0 up against Cusco, which is really good for us. But that's a really good goal. Hopefully, though, we're going to get our noses in front from this free kick, or maybe not, as Sporting Cristal are 2-0 down to Cienciano. So all our major rivals are losing right now, which is quite handy for us. So if we can just snatch a win while they're losing, as Carpio puts that wide of the mark. In the interim, Cusco have managed to get an equaliser against Alianza Lima, so they're immediately back on top of that one. But Cantolao may have just had a man sent off there with a dangerous challenge. Okay, they've got a man sent off, which is good. Will this result in a goal for us? Not quite over the bar. We need to take advantage of this though, so we're going to go attacking. I'm going to shout encourage for the rest of this first half, which has gone by so slowly because there have been so many highlights going on. Hopefully the game opens up a bit for us, as Chelly is looking quite tired, as is Carlos Cabello. So I think in the second half what we need to do is probably take these guys off the pitch fairly quickly, particularly Chelly, arguably the best player on the pitch right now. But I think it's time for him to make way for Morales. And we're not really seeing anything from Naranjo since his opening 70 seconds, 3 shots, nothing. So we'll bring Juan Beltran on as well. And Carlos Cabello will come off shortly for Rocha too. But I'd like to leave that one as late as possible. Tuesta also starting to look a bit tired as well. Let's make some changes then. Rocha on your come. Let's bring Alvarado on for Tuesta in the centre of midfield. And hopefully this throw-in is going to result in a goal, as Popo's shot is over the bar. We need the goals. We need a goal to get ourselves back in front. Now, Cusco have gone 2-1 down, which is quite nice. But we need to demand more from our players. and get a goal. Sporting Crystal 3-1 down. I've just seen that one behind my head as well. So they've lost their game. Hopefully Cusco have lost theirs as well. We need to take advantage of this with a win. We need to. We have to. They've been down to 10 men for a long time, and yet we've not seen a single highlight really with a good attacking opportunity for us, other than that Popo shot, which was high and wide in the end. And if anything, Cantolao look a bit more dangerous than we do. But hopefully with this late attack, we're going to try and get something going, as the ball over the top to Carpio is not so good. Header back to the keeper is collected comfortably. 2.5 minutes to go until the 90th. What's going to happen here? I mean, we've not scored from open play. Obviously, we've relied massively on the own goal. Let's not forget that. We've not played at our best here today at all. But the ball over the top to Carpio is good. Oh, and how unlucky. Carpio shot rattling off the crossbar. Didn't go over the line. And we draw, as do Cusco, who scored a very late goal in their game. So they will stay a point ahead of us in the overall, in the second phase of the season table. In the overall table, we're still 3 points ahead. It's so confusing, right? But finally, at the end of the season, at the end of today's episode, the youth intake has come through, and it's maybe not as strong as it has been in the past. We were told we're going to get like a great keeper coming through. 3-star potential keeper. That's not quite what we wanted to see. But once again, we have fantastic right wingers coming through. Every single season we have great right wingers coming through, and this is no exception. So, Nick is the best right winger coming through, and with 12 pace, 13 acceleration, 14 dribbling, 14 first touch, is not bad. If dribbling was better and stamina was up and paced a little bit faster, he'd be a great player. Of course, at 15 years old, I'm probably expecting a bit too much, aren't I? He will get a lot better over the next few seasons. Gabriel Guzman is an attacking midfielder through the middle who's actually got some really nice technicals. I mean, long shots of 15, passing 14, technique 13. This guy could be quality, you know. He could be really good. I mean, if he takes long shots all the time, I could see him as a shadow striker outside the area. I could even see him as a deep lying forward, to be fair. Obviously, finishing composure needs to be up a little bit, but I could see him as that. So once again, these players will be available to you guys on the Patreon, so feel free to go and claim those guys over there and see who you get. That, though, is going to wrap up today's episode for us. Back next time for the conclusion of the second phase of the league season to see how we finish off the season and if we go into the playoffs, which I think we should do. I'm not entirely sure what goes on with it, but we'll work it out next episode. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.